This last collective bargaining agreement included what's called the Steve Cohen Tax. Ironically, it could have been called the Mark Walters tax. It could have been called the Los Angeles Dodgers New York Mets tax. What it really is called by those in baseball is the fourth tier tax. The fourth tier didn't exist in the last CBA. It is teams who go above the CBT by $60 million or more dollars are going to pay an 80% tax. They're going to lose draft picks, and it will be so prohibitive that teams won't want to do it. That was the theory of why baseball wanted this fourth tier. It was the way they got the lower revenue teams to agree to the increase in the first tier of $230 million, which really hurts the small markets more than having the fourth tier up at $290 helps them, which is why I wouldn't have voted for the deal. But wouldn't you know it, this year, the Dodgers are paying attention to whether or not they're going to go over $290 million in payroll. The Dodgers have had a closer since they signed him out of Curacao back when he was like 16, Kenley Jansen. And he just signed a 1-year, $16 million deal with the Atlanta Braves. So the Braves had Freddie Freeman, who's now on the Dodgers. The Dodgers had Kenley Jansen, who's now on the Braves. We tried to sign Kenley Jansen when he was a free agent in 2000, the offseason of 2016. We made offers to Aroldis Chapman and to Kenley Jansen. And we gave them each 4-year offers. And we discovered that Chapman didn't want to leave the Yankees no matter what, even if we offered more money. And we offered him a chance to live at home in Florida. And that Jansen, because of family, did not want to leave the West Coast. It really had nothing to do with competitiveness because at the end of the day, we just forced the Dodgers and Yankees to pay more than they wanted for their closers, which made me happy, actually, as a sort of second prize to getting the closer we wanted. And the other thing I was trying to do back then was to change the narrative of my inability to find good closers on a long-term basis. While it would have been an overpay to each of them, the last big closer we signed was Heath Bell, who stunk. So I was trying to get people to forget about that and bring in one of the top 2 closers as a way to maybe make our pitching staff better, and with Stanton, Yelich, and Ozuna, get to the playoffs and maybe win. Who knows? But those were the thoughts. But Jansen stayed with the Dodgers. So Jansen's deal is over because it was 17, 18, 19, 20. I guess he must have gotten, did we offer him a 5-year deal, Coca? I thought we only offered 4. Maybe we offered him 5? God, I'd have to go back and look at my notes. But it doesn't matter. What does matter is that Kenley Jansen was a free agent, and the Dodgers wanted him back. He wanted to stay in Los Angeles, but the Los Angeles Dodgers said to Kenley, "We can't re-sign you right now. You have to be patient." It was 5. Then we offered Chapman, thank you very much. It was 5. We offered 5 for both 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Was this the off season of 16? Or was it the off season after 16? Did he sign it after the 16 season, Coca? Isn't it so bad to when you were in the game so long, your memory just, it was December of 16. All right, let me bring you quickly back to what was going on there. After Jose Fernandez died in September of 16, we said to Jeffrey that our competitive window is now closed. And we should not re-sign Martin Prado. We got to think about moving Ozuna and Stanton because Ozuna was going to get expensive. We had signed Stanton a few years early, and he had a no-trade clause, but we had a problem with pitching. As I recall that offseason, we made long-term offers, 5-year deals to Chapman and to Jansen. We signed Edinson Volquez, I believe, to pitch for us in 17 as a way to possibly replace Jose, even though he won't be nearly as good. But then you keep Stanton, Yelich, and Ozuna, and we go for it in 17. But Chapman and Jansen turned us down, both re-signed with the Yankees and Dodgers respectively, And Stanton ended up winning the MVP in 17, but we still couldn't win 81 games. And that's when Jeffrey said, sell the team during that season, the beginning of that season, whenever he said it. And then the team got sold. I don't know why that just came into my mind. Oh, because we're talking about Kenley Jansen. So the Dodgers said, we can't re-sign you right now because if we do, there is a risk that we will be above $290 million. And we don't want to do that. And the whole risk is because of Trevor Bauer. Trevor Bauer being on administrative leave has made it so they do not know how much money they're going to have to pay Trevor Bauer and how much of that money will count towards CBT and then what their CBT level will be. Because if you've got Kenley Jansen and you've got Trevor Bauer and you're assuming that you need Trevor Bauer suspended for 80 games, so instead of a $40 million hit on his CBT, it's only $20 million because he's lost $20 million because he was suspended for half the year. What if Trevor Bauer gets suspended for only 1 month of the year? What if Trevor Bauer doesn't get suspended at all? Now, the Dodgers may release him. He may not pitch another game for the Dodgers. I have a wait to see pending that he will be suspended, and he will be suspended. But the Dodgers did the math. They called Kenley and said, we're not ready to sign you yet, but we want you back. We need you to hang in there. We'll watch you throw on the side, get yourself ready, because Bauer is on administrative leave until April 16th. We've spoken to baseball. There is going to be some resolution soon after, and the minute we know for sure, that will dictate how we can structure our contract with you. Meanwhile, Jansen was saying, what happens if I get hurt in a bullpen while I'm getting ready for the season? What happens if I trip over a suitcase carrying it up and down the floor, the stairs? What if I fall in a hole while chasing my child around the lawn? Hey, agent, do me a favor. Do we have anything else out there? Because I'm a free agent. The Braves say, hey, we'll give you 1 year because I think that'd be good. We can combine you with Will Smith. We can shore up the bullpen. We can make the Dodgers weaker by making us stronger. There's a chance we'll face them again in the playoffs because we face them every year. We exchanged Freeman for Olsen. We gave Freeman to the Dodgers, made them better. Yeah, you know what? We'll do a 1-year deal for you, and we'll give you $16 million. Now, Kenley Jansen signed a deal where his AAV was in that range, right? 16, 17 million is what he'd been making. There is no way that Kenley Jansen is worth that amount anymore. You saw the struggles he had 2 years ago. Better at the end of last year. He actually, when the Dodgers won their World Series in 20, he wasn't even the closer anymore. They let their starter Urias close the deciding game. But Jansen was okay last year. So the Braves say 1 year, 16. He calls up the Dodgers and says, this is it. I'm about to sign with the Braves. This is your last chance. Will you sign us? Andrew Friedman, the president of baseball operations, goes to Stan Kasten, his president and CEO, and says, we're going to lose Kenley over the Bauer situation. And guess what? They did.